The morning the systems went dark. At first, it looked like a normal morning. Employees arrived at work. Orders were being processed. Factories were preparing for another day. And somewhere across the world, hospitals were waiting for medical equipment to arrive. Then, something stopped working. Not one computer, not one office. An entire digital environment began to disappear. Systems became unavailable. Workflows broke down. And suddenly, a company responsible for supplying critical medical technology was facing a problem that had nothing to do with a broken machine on a factory floor. The problem was inside the network. On March 11th, 2026, Stryker, one of the world's major medical technology companies, discovered that its internal systems had been hit by a cyber attack. The first response was immediate: investigate, contain, protect the environment, and most importantly, keep medical products safe, because this was not an ordinary company. Stryker produces medical technologies and equipment used across healthcare systems around the world. Its products are connected to hospitals, operating rooms, surgeons, and patients. That meant every decision had to be made carefully. The company could not simply press a button and restart everything. When a normal business network goes down, employees may lose access to files, orders may be delayed, work may slow down. But when a global medical technology company is affected, the consequences can reach far beyond a computer screen. According to the company's public statements, the incident disrupted parts of its internal environment, including systems related to order processing, manufacturing, and shipping. The company said its medical products were not affected, but the internal systems supporting the business were suddenly under pressure. And that created a terrifying question. How do you continue operating when you can no longer fully trust the systems that normally run your company? The answer is not simple, because modern businesses are built on invisible connections. A request enters a system. The system sends information somewhere else. Another system approves it. A warehouse receives instructions. A factory receives an order. A shipping department prepares the delivery. And behind all of it, computers communicate constantly. Remove just one part, and the chain can begin to break. Now imagine losing access to multiple parts of that chain at the same time. That was the challenge facing Stryker. The company began its response. Security teams worked to understand what had happened. Systems were examined. Access was restricted. The digital environment had to be treated as potentially compromised. And while investigators searched for answers, the outside world was beginning to notice the disruption. At first, the public had more questions than answers. Was it ransomware? Was data stolen? Was the attack designed to destroy systems? Was it connected to a criminal group? Or was something much bigger happening? The company behind the machines. To understand why this cyber attack mattered, you first need to understand the company that was targeted. Stryker is not a social media platform. It is not a retail website. And it is not simply another technology company. It operates in one of the most sensitive industries on Earth: healthcare. The company develops medical technologies used in hospitals and healthcare environments around the world. Its products include equipment and systems connected to areas such as surgery, patient care, and medical operations. For most people, the name of the company may never appear in their daily lives. They may never visit its website. They may never see one of its factories. They may never think about the supply chain behind medical equipment. But hospitals do. Because modern healthcare depends on a massive network of manufacturers, suppliers, distributors, logistics companies, software systems, and digital platforms. When people imagine a cyber attack on healthcare, they often picture something obvious: a hospital computer system going offline, a medical record system being locked, a screen displaying a ransom message. But the reality is more complicated. Healthcare is an ecosystem. A hospital may depend on equipment manufactured thousands of miles away. A surgeon may depend on specialized tools. A medical facility may depend on a shipment arriving at exactly the right time. And behind every shipment, There may be multiple digital systems, orders, inventory, manufacturing, shipping, billing, communication, security. One system may depend on another, and another may depend on a third. This is why an attack on a medical technology company can become so serious. Even when the attackers never directly enter a hospital, the disruption can begin in one place and create pressure somewhere else. That is the hidden power of supply chains. They connect organizations that may appear completely separate. A company can be attacked, and the consequences can travel. The same principle has been seen in other major cyber incidents. An attacker may target one organization, but the damage can spread through customers, partners, suppliers, and critical services. This is what makes modern cybercrime so dangerous. The target is not always the final victim. Sometimes, the target is the bridge. And Stryker occupied an important position in a global medical supply chain. That made the company's digital infrastructure extremely valuable, but it also made it extremely complicated. A large organization does not have one computer. It has thousands, possibly hundreds of thousands, different departments, different offices, different countries, different systems, different levels of access. Some devices are old, some are new, some are connected directly to business operations. Others may appear insignificant, but every connected device creates another potential point of failure. That is the challenge facing modern cybersecurity teams. The question is no longer simply, can someone break into the network? The question is, what happens after they get inside? Can they move? Can they access important systems? Can they disable security tools? Can they destroy data? Can they make the organization lose trust in its own infrastructure? These questions became central because, according to reports surrounding the attack, the damage may have involved a large number of devices. Again, the exact scale remained the subject of investigation and reporting, but the idea itself was disturbing. Imagine turning on your computer at work and discovering that something is wrong. Then you check another device, the same problem, then another, and another. Suddenly, the problem no longer looks like a technical error. It looks coordinated. That is when the atmosphere inside an organization changes. Employees stop asking, when will it fix this? And start asking, how far has the attacker gone? What can we still trust? Which systems are safe? Which accounts are compromised? Which machines must be isolated? The answers cannot be guessed. They must be investigated. And investigation takes time. During that time, business operations may slow down. Orders may be delayed. Manufacturing processes may be interrupted. Shipping may be affected. Communication becomes more difficult. And executives are forced to make decisions with incomplete information. This is the nightmare scenario for any large organization. Not knowing exactly what happened, but knowing that something serious has happened. And while Stryker worked to respond, the attack began attracting attention far beyond the company itself. Cybersecurity researchers started examining the incident. Analysts began looking at the technical clues, and questions started emerging about the possible motivation behind the attack. Was this financially motivated? Was the goal to steal information? Was the goal to destroy systems? Or was the attack connected to a larger geopolitical conflict? The answer would determine how the incident was understood, because there is a major difference between a criminal group looking for money and an operation designed to create disruption. Ransomware is usually built around one simple idea: take control of valuable data, make the victim desperate, demand payment. But a destructive attack follows a different logic. It may not care whether the victim pays. It may not even offer a way to recover. The objective can be disruption itself. And that is why investigators began looking closely at the possibility of destructive malware. The word wiper started appearing in discussions surrounding the incident. A wiper is designed to destroy or erase data rather than simply hold it hostage. But at this stage, the details remained complicated. Not every report agreed. Not every claim was independently verified. And not every detail came directly from the company. So the story required caution, because the internet moves faster than investigations. A screenshot can go viral in seconds. A hacking group can make a claim before investigators have finished examining the evidence. And headlines can turn uncertain information into apparent fact. But beneath the speculation, one reality was already impossible to ignore. A company at the center of the medical technology supply chain had suffered a major digital disruption, and the attack had exposed a weakness that affects almost every large organization in the world. The bigger the company, the more connected it becomes. The more connected it becomes, the more places an attacker may try to reach. And the more systems it has, the harder it becomes to know whether every single one of them is secure. That is the paradox of modern technology. Digital systems make organizations faster, more efficient, more connected. But every connection creates another potential path into the organization. And on March 11th, 2026, someone found a way to turn that complexity into a weapon. The question was no longer whether Stryker had been attacked. That was already clear. The question was, how deep had the attack gone? And who was really behind it? Because the next chapter of the investigation would take the story from a corporate incident into the shadows of international cyber conflict.